Oh my God, we're live. Everybody, welcome to a very special episode of Incoming Chat Live. So, if you're watching this right now from home, you're watching something that is happening at the right exact moment. And I'm not alone. I'm here with Kaia Madalinska, my co host. Kaia, please say hello.
Hey guys. Okay. The tension is real, I must say. It's our first live, right? It's our first
ever,
live.
yes.
The blood pressure is up. Okay, guys.
So, yeah, we've been waiting for this the whole day. We've been freaking out about it because even though we're experienced video storytellers, it's quite a pressure.
Yeah, definitely, I would say. I mean, we're in front of the camera how many times a week?
Oh, a lot.
A lot of times a week. And still, when we're doing a live, it's like a totally different feeling.
It is. And not only that, if our video producer and amazing sound engineer, director, producer, etc., can show, we have a camera in the back that can show you also that we set up a little mini TV studio, which is not that mini. I mean, it's quite complicated. And the reason why we wanted to do this today is that we wanted to share with you guys there our video strategy journey, like how we end up in this position and how we end up doing what we're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
Kaia, you've been with us for how long already?
Nearly 2 months.
Nearly 2
months.
months.
Oh my goodness, the time flies.
Yes. And I started this by myself. I'm going to tell you a little bit of the story to everybody and to Kaia too, because we haven't shared this too much.
Exactly. Why haven't you shared this story with me yet? Huh?
I know. That's why we're going to get into it. And I'm going to tell you exactly how this whole thing started from my point, from my side. So I was walking around the mall with my family, thinking what I'm going to do next. I was freelancing at the time, and I got a call from live chat from Aneta Giza, and she called me and said, "We have a project that you might like. We need a video host." So I said,
"Wait, can I stop you? So they actually called you, like out of nowhere?"
I don't know. I mean, I did a few things before as a podcast for Divante,
Okay.
but this was beyond that just
Wow.
scope. So there was a lot of things involved. And I get to meet the guys, and they had the idea. Man. They had a clear idea of, we want to start making video. And that was it. They had all the energy and the passion,
Okay.
but there was nothing else behind. A few ideas and things, but it was basically, all right, so now that you're in, this is Ari, which is here with us today too. You guys figure it out. We'll see you in a few months when we go live.
So literally they just told you, here you go. We need videos. Please do something with this.
Here's the idea, and here's Ari. And Ari, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I was scared because I didn't know if Ari truly believed in what I could do and the whole process together. I mean, I think it was shit. All right, let's figure out this together.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing to do it was to watch a lot. We watch a lot of videos, a lot of channels, and like ping pong some ideas, and like, where else should we try something funny, something. We knew we wanted to do something authentic.
Okay.
And I mean, you've been doing some stuff yourself. We're gonna get into what you're doing, which I love. But I think that was the key, and that's why we are here. It's because we're authentic on what we do.
Yeah, that's actually something I would want to mention later in a few like video storyteller tips.
And so moving on to the story, we started filming some stuff. We came up with some formats that hopefully you guys have watched at home. We started with knowledge build. With the idea was to give little bits of knowledge without having to get too much in depth, but something you can digest very quickly, 2-3 minutes.
So sorry, the first series that came out was Knowledge Pill?
That was the first one that took shape.
Okay.
So we knew that the whole idea of having video is that we really want to share what we know as a company. Okay. We want to share all of our experiences, but it's not something that you can just do. You need to figure out how, right?
You need like a whole plan. You need a strategy.
Exactly.
It's not a one-day thing.
But however, when people hear strategy, you really think that you're going to have a spreadsheet with all the little steps that you're going to do. And it doesn't work that way. I mean, first of all, I had some experience because I went to university for filmmaking, believe it or not.
Ooh.
This was 20 years ago.
It's okay. We don't need to know that.
Sorry to interrupt my story too. I just want to say hello to everybody that's connecting. Yes, thank you for the teachers are pretty cool. We will be offering this in our merchandising page sooner than later. But I wanna thank our team of designers that they came up with this, especially Marcin that Navrotsky, sorry, that he came out with a specific designs. But yeah, going back to the strategy, we didn't have something that is strategy is never something that is so set in stone that is like here's your strategy and you go on. It was more of like let's see what happens, let's see what sticks. We started with knowledge build, we created step up as well. We knew we wanted to do a podcast like this, and we started shooting. I mean, the first thing we learned is we're gonna waste our time and we're gonna waste money by overthinking these things.
Okay.
And so we just started shooting. Like Ari, we just jump in it. If you remember well, right? We just a few days after we talked the first time was all right. Let's just record some.
Yeah,
stuff.
basically, I think when we started shooting, it was our trial day, I guess.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
already something we wanted to finish and publish.
And it worked pretty well. And it worked. I
Nice.
mean, this there was plenty of space for us to improve, but it was something that we worked well together. So it made it a lot easier.
I mean, it's kind of like a recipe. You need to test it out and you need to see what you need to add in the end. I mean, it's
Exactly, especially when because you're creating a dish.
exactly.
I mean, we had inspiration from other companies. We knew sort of the direction, but we wanted to have our own unique flavor, right? Our own
Exactly.
unique spice. So we started working on these things, and for about I would say 4 or 5 months,
hmm
it was all about testing, recording.
Yeah.
We did some things for internally for live chat, but we wouldn't know what was going to happen with our formats until we went live.
Yeah.
And that only happened in April. That did you?
April.
Yeah. So I started
Okay.
in September. Let's say half September we started shooting. Until April, we just collected a big chunk
Yeah.
of videos that we wanted to show, and we try to like have little. Maybe you for a little bit later, if you can look for one of the first videos that we did.
Oh, I
so we
want to
can-
see that. I actually don't know which was the first.
Is it wasn't that bad, but it was not as good.
Oh,
as
come
they are
on.
right
Knowing
now.
you guys, it couldn't have been bad.
But then strategy wise, all right, we have material. We created
Mhm.
something that looks good. We got a lot of people involved that knew what's good graphically, what's good in audio, what's good in many things. And we got their opinion, and we had a chunk of things that we wanted to put out. And we did. In April, we went live with Success, which is not only the place that hosts this video, but there's just tons of articles by amazing writers. And we went live. And from April to now, we've been just testing in and out. And what is it that like people likes? I mean, how many
Mhm.
other videos? If we announce the videos, do people really watch them more? If we just put them out there, are they going to find them? Is YouTube algorithm helping in any way? Which is
I get it.
We still don't know. And if you're a marketer out there, yeah, I know, right? I mean, we've been testing. I mean, you came with the whole idea of using PicMonkey for our thumbnails, trying to pump them out because we don't know if they were working well. I mean, we put a lot of love into making them, but
It's
what works, what doesn't? Oh, they're asking where's Ari? Ari's just in camera 3.
All right, give him a wave.
Do you want to see the video?
Oh, you found the video?
first
You
one,
found the
yeah.
video?
Okay, so we have a video. Support teams, they know this. And which video is that? Is the
Is it knowledge pill?
Oh, yeah.
Listen to the different tones.
We already had 2 cameras that
in order to
time.
provide the
Because
right
I
help.
think before you came, I was doing
They wanna
everything.
look at
with
everything with one camera, yeah. So we knew we wanted to have this
So
this
how
sort of
do you
effect
place
with
the different customers
2
into the
cameras.
different stages of
Yeah.
your sales funnel?
Yeah, so basically.
There you go. He has-
Yeah, and that's one of the meeting rooms in the office. I'm wearing a
There are customers
t-shirt that
just
looks
come
like
here
it's
and
from my
check
kids.
out offering, or people whose
From my
real job
perspective,
is-
what I remember is was a
Your job title
huge
is how do
reverb
you
in the
provide
room.
best
Yeah.
I
It
couldn't get
sounds
rid of.
it sounds wrong. So like, and literally every time we finished some of the early videos, we were just, damn, this is not gonna work.
Mm.
At least in my side, it's just
But it's always like that in the beginning because you don't even know exactly which direction you are going. And it's not set in stone, like you said. You develop and you
exactly.
learn during the process. It's an experiment.
Exactly. And if you're watching this episode live, to find out, I have bad news for you. The only way to find out a lot of the things, it just doing them over and over and over, and as
Definitely.
just putting stuff out, try different
Definitely.
titles, try different things. But I think if I don't want to give up the secret that we have
The
so
secret
early,
recipe.
like so early in the broadcast, but it's all about taking the first step.
Baby steps. Also,
exactly.
you have to consider that you are literally climbing up the ladder to get to the place where you want to be, and honestly, getting to that place can take years, right?
It can, absolutely. I mean, I've been shy most of my life.
No
and
way.
Not true. In a way. I mean, I always wanted to be the clown, the class clown. So always the guy making jokes. I mean, I got kicked out of from school just because of that.
Bad boy.
You know, things happen. But it's also that step, that in the first step of like, you know what, I'm just gonna stop worrying about what people's gonna say. I'm just gonna do my thing and hope for the best.
Yeah. I mean, nobody's perfect. And at the same time, our imperfections are actually the thing that makes us real and makes us different from others. So,
very true. Very,
Yeah.
very true. Now, going back to sort of the meat of what we want to share, is one of the main things that you have to do in the beginning is watch more videos.
oh,
And-
goodness me, that's a
and
lot.
Truly watch, like try to find out, if you cannot find out who your competition is, try to find out what kind of style you would like to have
Yeah.
without trying to copy someone.
hmm
So it was a lot of like, all right, what other companies are doing? What are our competitions doing? Do they have something original, something that we want to imitate or emulate somehow? And we did that a lot. I mean, you have to watch a lot of videos. You kind of just like come out and sit down in front of a
Yeah.
desk and it's like, hi, well, we're going to talk about my brand right now. Because it shows that you're not really putting the customer behind. You're just putting video because it's trendy.
Definitely.
Now, I want to switch a little bit the attention to me. I mean, we're going to get back to more details into the strategy, but Kaia, so
Okay.
to give you an idea of how you end up coming here, I always envisioned that it was not just going to be me talking to people all the time, even though I'm doing this right now. But we needed someone with an extra spark, someone who can balance,
Thank you.
like a guy being a bit serious about certain subjects to bring something like more magical, more sparky, more light, without compromising value, still
Mhm.
giving a lot of value. So when we haven't talked about this actually, how you end up here?
Oh, goodness me, that's a long story. But actually, my recruiter, Anya Bien, so shout out to her if she hears me. I mean, if she's watching. So I actually applied for the social media specialist position and I got rejected. Did you know that?
dearly.
But however, I got the chance to talk to our boss, Piotr, head of content and search. And I think they kind of created the position of a video host for me as well.
Wait, I mean, we were not looking for
Yeah,
someone.
exactly. Like they didn't know where to kind of place me. And then they saw that I'm open-minded and talk too much. And they were like, okay, perfect place.
And they just call you back and say, well, you know what? No social media, but something else.
Anya actually called me with a yes and no. No, sorry. She had good news and bad news. And I was like standing literally outside of Galeria Dominikańska. And I was like, what? I was like, good news and bad news? And I was like, how, what? And then she told me that. And of course, we got to talking with Piotr, head of content and search. And then afterwards, I had an interview as well with Shimon, CMO. And I guess I passed. And I was here on my trial day. And it was a great experience. Like, remember that day when we were filming the
Yes.
hashtag no?
Yeah, I remember, like, because it was a bit awkward for us too, because we didn't know, like, all right, like, what do we expect from the position? Because we created a position because you had that sort of energy that we thought we were lacking, but we didn't know exactly, like, what can we demand from her? Like,
Where to put her?
Yeah, no, more than that. It was like, so what kind of videos could you make, literally?
Yeah.
And I think it makes total sense. First of all, we're experts in different areas.
Definitely.
And to see that you basically created your own whole format, but I was watching an episode that you guys haven't watched yet, and
top secret,
I know,
guys.
but it's so cool because the language and the aim and the format, it works so well for people who wants to learn not only about marketing but also how to start
Yep.
into video. How you tell us more? I mean,
Okay. So, for those who know, actually 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, I released the first video of the hashtag Journey series. Welcome to hashtag Journey. I'm not that proud of that video because it was like the first video and the thumbnail kind of looks man, you know, it's just like I was getting the feel, and I was of course learning from Marcos and Ari on all those types of fields to create the best content for you guys. But anyways, so what is hashtag Journey, right? What is it? So it's kind of it is the journey to becoming a pro video storyteller. And the audience will actually gain the chance to embark on this journey with me and see honest progression in video storytelling kind of parts. So tools, forms of expression, and also different like sceneries. So in studio, home studio, and also outdoors and
around
in the wild in different destinations. And also, so basically the audience, you guys will gain in-depth, kind of behind the scenes feel of live chat and success.
cool.
So I want to take them on this journey with me. I mean, I'm learning and developing here in live chat every day, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that it's an entry position, but you're
Yeah.
still fresh. I mean, when do you finish college?
I finished my master's literally in July.
I know you had experience working before. You were working at Mercedes before.
Yeah, I did an internship in Mercedes.
So you had experience,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, the whole trip that we're planning for you is
Dum-dum-dum.
yeah, it's cool because not only you get to learn from some of the stuff that we've been learning,
Yeah,
but we also get to experience to help you get better and better.
definitely.
Even though I don't think it's much to improve,
No,
but
come on.
but there are a lot of things that we have to discover together, right?
It's yeah.
And I just wanted to go back a little bit with the strategy that
Okay.
we were not part of the company, and usually companies turn to like, all right, we need to get someone in the company to talk about the company or talk about things, experiences, whatever, because it makes sense, right? I
Mhm.
mean, if you need to tell things from the inside, but at the same time, you need to, and I don't want to blow our own horns here, but you need to have this way to engage with the people. I mean, you do it pretty well. I mean, your videos have a lot of views and get really into people to comment and say, well, I'm also starting my journey in a different company, or like,
Yeah. I feel like I want to engage with the audience a lot. Like every time in my videos, sometimes I say, you guys, do you get me? Do you catch my drift? I know that's a bit too much, but also that's me being me. Like, actually, our boss Piotr mentioned that I was too polished on my first video, like the welcome to hashtag journey, too
really?
polished. So, like, yeah, that I wasn't really myself. I know, like, when I'm on a video call with you guys, I'm like a hee person. But yeah, so then I tried that with the Monopol filming video, and it went pretty good. And the top secret video you just saw, what'd you think? Yeah, and I actually have some tips. Do you mind if I share?
Oh, please do. Please go crazy.
So the things that I have learned till now, 2 months in the business, definitely don't display fear because the audience can smell fear. Now, not smell, but they can see it. Like your voice trembles and you fidget.
Yeah.
So definitely none of that fidgeting. But yeah, so you have to be real with them. I mean, you don't have to be perfect. Like I said, the imperfections make you real, and people want to see the real you. They don't want to see some edited version where you're literally saying, "So guys, this is this and this is that." Like, no, come on. Bring some life.
You can tell when someone is I mean,
Yeah.
it's fine to have notes. It's fine to have like, look, have a little help here, whatever. But when you learn a script that someone wrote for you, you can tell. And then while we were doing our research, there's so many companies using people that they're very good in camera, but you can tell that they're just telling you the story that they wrote for them.
That they memorized by heart, yeah.
Exactly. So the different thing, and something we did right, and you guys should try when you start your strategy as well, is to get people to soak in the culture that you want to share.
Yeah.
Like really let them be part of something so they can share their honest opinion. I I mean, of course, if you want to talk good, only good things about your company, just make sure they have a good time. Make sure they experience only good
Yeah.
things, because otherwise, I mean, I've been super honest. Every time we had a challenge or an issue, we share them. I mean, it's not something that is a secret, because people wants to learn from mistakes.
Exactly. I mean, it is literally the best way to learn from mistakes. Growing up, when your mom used to tell you, put on that scarf or else you'll get sick. And you never put on that scarf, and then you get sick the next few days, and you're like, So yeah, like definitely you have to experience things yourself and really do things yourself in order to learn them. For example, the first video of Welcome to #Journey I published. Ari, what are your comments on the editing over there? Honest.
Please, I want to hear
Brutal.
that. I wanna
Come
hear that.
on.
Oh,
Okay, you don't want
like it's the matter of my perspective as a professional videographer.
Okay.
It was out of focus completely. This is
Yeah.
the first thing you can notice, and yeah.
But anyways, and now
No, I just want to add
Yeah.
that Ari didn't play around, and he told Kaia, shoot it again.
yeah, no,
Yeah, it was with the second video.
It was
because
with the
first
second
one
video
was
that wasn't
before I
released.
seen it, but the second one I seen, and I said to Kaia, "No, sorry, Kaia, but you need to redo."
I know. I was like,
Yeah.
I edited the whole thing. Okay.
It wasn't easy for me to say that, of course.
Yeah, I
because, it's
understand.
like your work and all this stuff.
I-
But yeah.
But what I love about Ari is that he tells me things straightforward. So, for example, if I need to learn some like denoising thing, like he showed me, and I literally I took a video of how he denoised my video, and I was like, okay, so he pressed this, and then he pressed that, and then he pressed that, and then through that, I did that later on my other video, the Monopol filming, and when I came to you with it, what'd you think?
Yeah, so the improvement was huge, like really surprisingly huge.
Yeah. So, see, guys, literally experience and learning along the way. And if you have two people in your team who are experienced, like very, very experienced, then don't say that. Then, I mean, it's great. I mean, I would say take advantage of that, but I don't want to sound mean. But definitely learn from them. Learn from them because they can teach you a lot.
Yeah, and that honesty that I remember hearing the conversation, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna get involved in this, but it's good. It's good that
It's
someone
good.
points out your mistakes. If you're not doing something right, and again, to going back to the strategy in video, your team should be the first one to say something.
Exactly.
I mean, I remember the first time we showed a video, I showed to the whole team, and even though it was okay,
Yeah.
they did come up with now you need to change that, you need to change this, because after all, I mean, you need to hear from the people who's your target, and you want, for example, our videos, we wanted not only big professionals or decision makers, we also wanted people who work in companies like ours to watch the videos and say, well, I can learn something from here. And if you're not doing it right, you better hear that from your peers first than
Right.
people bombarding you in the comments in YouTube just to say you suck.
Yeah.
Which is another thing I wanted to talk to you about, because we've been discussing social media and things. You have a large following in Instagram. You're doing amazingly well in our YouTube channel, but you obviously experience comments that they're not nice.
Yes.
So please tell me how you deal with that, because I still try to avoid them. I mean, and
Honestly, I don't ignore them because I feel like there's something to learn. Okay, behind I haven't got that many hate comments. I mean, thank you guys, thank you for that. But I think from every comment, if somebody says, I don't know, you should take this photo from a different angle, or some stuff, even small stuff like that, then there's always something to learn. But if there's a hater just being a hater, now that's a different story. So I think hate comments could be split up into different categories, such as learn from your mistakes, and another is hate comment, ignore it.
that's very true. Not too long ago, also sounds like someone, which I knew it was directed to me. You made a comment like how bad some videos are, blah 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 blah. I'm like, mother. So I'm not gonna curse so YouTube keep this video up, but it's like there's no need to hate on things in order for you to help or criticize something. I mean, it's obviously that we all want like feedback that is
Yeah.
is positive in a way, but when you give bad feedback, especially about the stuff that people are doing in video, it's and actually in art in general, it's not that easy because you take it personal. At least in my case, I mean, I try to avoid them, I try to ignore them, but sometimes you really take it like, oh my god, I suck at this.
That's the issue with social media nowadays. We are actually, guys, we are actually going to make a video on the Social Dilemma movie that came out on Netflix, and it is a matter that really should be spoken about because we are literally scrolling. Like, for example, for me, I'm scrolling through Instagram and I'm not even paying attention to the world around me. And guess what? We are the product of social media.
That's totally true. I mean, that's why I keep my kids away from social media at least.
Exactly. But at the same time, in a few years, you won't be able to keep them away from social media because everybody in their class will be like, "Did you see that video? Are you following this person?" It's an addiction. It's literally a drug. And you have to learn how to control it. I'm not saying deactivate your accounts because my personal opinion, that is not possible for me at least.
I mean,
And
we're marketing. We cannot do that.
we can't do that exactly. Even our success account that I'm kind of managing right now, like, no, we have to do this. This is kind of our job as well. So I think it's the best way to control it. For example, I realized after work, I come home, or when I work remote, I am at home. Even after hours, I'm still checking my Slack. I'm still checking LinkedIn or Facebook, or
Yeah, it's
even
really, really hard to disconnect.
yeah, even the subscribe success Instagram. And I realized, like, no, like, why are you doing this? It's literally 10 p.m. at night. Leave it for the next day. Like, is your life literally like revolving around this one device? Like these two devices? Is this what your life has become?
But that brings me back to again to video, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're creating video and expecting a result for a company. So
Yeah.
if we look at it super cold, yeah, the company is giving us a lot of freedom to create our own way of saying things. But any company who starts a video strategy, they want results, and
Yes.
you cannot expect to become Linus Tech Tips or I don't know, like a Twitch stream
In
when
a
you have a
day,
need.
no.
Yeah, it's especially I mean on the time, but also on depending on the niche that you're talking about. I had Bartek Lance, who was the CMO of Zmorph, which is a 3D printer, and you cannot expect him to have a 5 million followers in his YouTube account because they're talking about 3D printers. So the people who's going to follow that, the people who's passionate about creating stuff or doing things like, I mean,
I know what
manually
you
or
mean.
whatever. I mean, like creators, right? So happened to us too. I mean, there's always something. There's
What's
someone at the door.
happening?
That's okay. I was gonna take care of it and
But
kick them in the
but
butt.
I totally know what you mean, because about the topic, like, for example, like, I'm managing the Instagram for success right now, and I'm not like, me and Shimon Biawas, shout out to Shimon Biawas. We just like, we kind of discussed to not track the amount of followers, to not track, how many likes we got on a picture, because that totally doesn't make sense for who we are. Who's like,
And that's dangerous in a way because, and I mean, our C-level suite is pretty cool. But in general, if you're managing or if you're a founder or whatever, like, okay, I'm investing money in video. I want followers. I want views. I want comments. I want engagement. And happen not just video and social media in general, but we miss the point sometimes.
I understand, and I just want to mention that, of course, we are measuring Instagram somehow. Don't get that wrong. Except the way we are actually measuring it is in more of a smart way of looking from outside the box. So, for example, from our Insta stories, I tend to post an Insta story nearly every day with a different hashtag. And from that hashtag, people can go into that hashtag, and that hashtag is supposed to be like an attention grabber. And once it actually takes somebody attention, so it takes action, somebody takes action from that hashtag, it leads to profile visits. And nearly each one of our Insta stories right now people have taken action. So that means they have visited our profile. And on our bio, we actually have a Linktree link.
Mhm.
And that can lead you to the YouTube channel, that can lead you to success page, and like a few of our newest videos and articles, right?
Yep.
So I feel like tracking the people taking action and the profile visits makes a lot more sense in the beginning, since we are not going to gain subscribers in a week, like 200, 300 subscribers in a week, right? So
It's a journey.
it's a journey. It's a journey, guys. At the end of the day.
I was reading the comment of I forgot his name, but he's sort of a known YouTuber, and he was showing his progression through the years,
Mhm.
like every year doubling amount of followers, and it takes time. You have to build something that is strong, and that's why you have to have strong foundations when you think
Yeah.
of video. And going to another subject in the video as well, you need to invest not only in people but equipment, and that's why Ari is also connected today, because I wanted to ask more. We started with he mentioned we started with one camera, and we moved to now we have a studio. I mean, I wish we could show you more of the studio, but we have literally a whole, I won't say building, but a whole office
Mhm.
just for us to create video. Like, Ari, how you feel with the place that we have as a
in terms of
video
what?
creator, in terms of like, and the growth that we had out of going around the office with the camera into what we
Oh,
have
it's
now.
a huge difference. First of all, we've got setups which are fixed here. We've got his whole rails. It's not visible on the camera, but we have like rails on the ceiling where we can fix the light and keep it there. When we were recording at the office, you remember every time we
Carry
wanted
everything around.
We wanted to record something. We were bringing everything to the place, record for 1 hour or 2 hours. In the meantime, screaming, "Please be silent!" And then, after all, taking everything back to the little storage.
I wish I could have seen it behind the scenes of that.
Oh, I think we can probably put together some footage of how we used to do it. But that's something key too. Like, I mean, we invested a lot, like fixings and lights and all that. Like right now, and we were having this conversation the other day. Would you say we have at least almost $20,000 worth of equipment? Close to it.
Yeah, I think around 15 to 20. It's hard to say. Yeah, but
And
definitely
that's
more than 10.
exactly, and that's to put together this kind of things, right? A live stream with good cameras and a switcher and everything. But you create journey at home.
Yes, I do. Oh, the focus. So I'm not a pro, let's say, in editing or recording or anything like that. So when I started off, I have a home studio, right? Because Marcos records here, and I didn't want our times to clash. And of course, it's easier since I am working remote. So I have a backdrop. Yes, guys, I have a backdrop, and Ari helped me find some really cool equipment. So a ring light, and then a camera, and all that sort of stuff, and also a dead cat. I love that one.
Means a microphone, not
a
the real
microphone,
dead.
guys. It's a microphone. Don't get me wrong. So yeah, I record at home, and of course, sometimes it's hard because I don't know if I am in focus. I sometimes don't know even how I look like on the camera. So I'm actually thinking about getting a cam ranger. Have you heard of that?
No, not
So it's
really.
something like you plug into your camera, and then if you have like an iPad or something, you can literally press the iPad for the focus, a cam ranger. Anyways, I tend to refilm a lot since I am alone. So like I'm like, okay, it has to be better than this. I can do it better. Let me refilm. And this is something I really wanted to mention. Always rehearse the day before you record. Really, like it makes such a big difference because you are like tired out. Like you are like at the end of the day after rehearsing, you're like, ugh. So don't record that day. Wait till the next day. Like it's fine. Record the next day when you're full of energy, and also don't take more than 3 takes. I learned this from my own mistakes, from my own experience. After 3 takes, I sounded like a zombie. Like I was just like, yes, guys. So it was like, and you can see by my facial expressions, like, what happened to this girl over here?
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, we tried different things too. we recorded things that we practiced very well, other things that we try to improvise, things that we didn't even
Mm.
like, we didn't even prepare material. There are a couple of videos that hopefully you will not be able to tell the difference, but we just said, all right, I know about the subject. Let me just talk about it. And we talk about it for 3 minutes, for 5 minutes. And that's you. That's me. We all have different styles. And that's why I was watching a few videos, because now most companies are doing videos from the office or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was watching a few videos, and you can tell that everybody's trying to have a standard look or a standard feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hi, I'm in the office. I'm going to tell you about our company and what we're doing. But there are only a few companies or a few video storytellers that they're breaking into, like, no, I'm just going to be me. This is just me being honest, telling you what we do. And I just want to remind, before we keep telling our stories, first of all, thanks everybody that is in the chat right now. And we will take questions. So if you have any questions, just throw them in there, and I will try to find the times to
We'll scroll through.
We'll scroll through and try to find out when can we answer some of those. But going back to that, is if you find the right person in your company that has the cojones to go in front of the camera, because it's not that easy. Jesus, I mean, try to help them find their own style. People is
Definitely.
likable. I mean, it's very rare to find someone who people will hate. Happens, but not all the time. So people need to find that little, okay, this is how I am, and this is why I'm likable, and I'm gonna exploit that side of me and just put it on camera.
Honestly, I think it doesn't matter what type of personality, because I remember you saying that you're an introvert.
Yes, believe it or not.
Yeah. And I'm kind of, well, I used to be an extrovert, like a complete extrovert, and now I am kind of more of an introvert, I guess. And I believe that, honestly, the best thing to do, put somebody in front of the camera. Try it out. Like,
Sure.
without too much explanation, without too much, background checks. I don't know if you guys do that, but put somebody in front of the camera, see how they act. That's the easiest way to go. Or like literally us, sit down, have a conversation.
And again, we were nervous before this.
Mhm.
We're counting the seconds and like, oh my god, 2 minutes. Oh my god, like 1 minute and a half. Oh my god, and it doesn't matter what. It's just the same with public speaking. I mean, because after all, we're talking in public right now. We're talking
Hello, public.
to a lot of people, which I'm very proud that a lot of people
Yay.
is connected watching this. And yeah, you're just talking. There's no different from talking to a camera to talking to a person. In fact, it should be easier for you, because you don't get the eyes back, the pressure.
Oh
of
yeah.
like, oh my god,
What
like,
did
there's
you say?
yeah, exactly. There's an awkward silence. You just go ahead and talk about what you know, hopefully, and that's another reminder that I wanted to do for companies starting the video strategy. Just talk about things that you know. Don't just read books and go and talk. And that's something we try to do in our videos. It's like, if I'm going to talk about marketing, I will talk about the things that I know very well.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to talk about SEO, I will talk about how much I know of SEO. And I'm not going to try, for example, to compete with Ahrefs about how much they know, because they're experts on that.
And
I can just tell you the beginning, the entrance, but we will tell you in a way that is easy for you to understand, and you will trust what you're hearing, because we're being honest about it.
And you can always bring a guest in, like for #journey. I am just in the beginning, right? So for example, if I do want to make a live chat internal video, of course I'm going to ask, well, I have already asked, so you guys be ready, a live chat employees to join me on the video, to tell me and let me learn about our products, or even what they do and how things go in the company.
So how many times you been in front of the camera before live chat?
Before live chat? 10 times maybe maximum in my life. Well, it depends, like if you count like video, like sitting down video, and not selfies, because selfies, I got a load of them. But like I don't imagine like the camera there. I imagine like people watching and hopefully learning with me. I mean, it is a journey, and I'm learning every day.
Were you the kind of little girl that will do shows for the family, or be very like, look at me, look like I'm dancing, or you know what I mean?
Oh God.
Because I'm trying to
Actually,
think where all this come from.
Honestly, up till like primary school, so whole of primary school, I was very, very shy, super shy. And then during middle school, I was kind of not super happy, not in the best place. And in high school, I just like unraveled into this monster full of open-mindedness and everything like that. I guess it just like takes time, and also, yeah, the people around you, you know, friends.
Actually, there's a great question on the chat.
Oh no.
It's a question that it will be not easy for us to answer. How do you justify spending money on video? Because usually CEOs don't care about the top of the funnel, and I'm gonna have to completely agree with that. And I'm not talking about our own CEOs because we're lucky. But usually a CEO will, no. We just need the conversion right here. We don't need to attract people. We just need to convert people that we have right now. But the way spending in video is not. We're not talking about just money. It's a lot of people's time, and it takes a while to create your YouTube channels, your social media. But I think, in my opinion, to prove your CEOs that works is to have smaller goals. Like, look, we don't need to spend a lot of money. And like Ari was saying, we started small. We have a format called Raw that we do. All of our team does it with just their phones. And we don't need that big spending, but Raws have been getting a lot of attraction because it's just random people. I mean, well, our people talking about their challenges, and it helps little by little. And I don't think, Mr. Soror, I don't think you can convince him straight away unless you're very good at pitching. But if you set up smaller little milestone that you want to share, like, look, give me the chance to start putting video out, and let's see the reaction. Let's see little things. Can we get 100 followers in 2 months? Can we get engagement in LinkedIn? So try to focus maybe in the little step that they will see. Because CEOs are very into like, look, just show me when do we get the money? What's my ROI? What's my return? But if you split this whole adventure of creating a video strategy in little milestones, for example, for us, it was this year to get 1,000 followers, which we probably still going to have to struggle to get them. But looking at our numbers, we're very happy because everything that we've done has been working. Not as fast as we expected, but it's been working great.
And our CTR recently has been great as well. It's been actually, August has been a great month for us from CTR, and so is September.
And the other thing people forget is that not everybody's going to interact with your stuff in the beginning, especially. So you could have a lot of people watching your videos in different medias that maybe you cannot track, or you're not going to get people to, like, I put a video, got a lot of views, but nobody commented, because you need to earn that trust. People get to figure out when to. It's going to be hard to get to 1,000 subjects. Thanks, Ace. It is. We know that, but it's a journey. It's something that you have to keep pushing. If you try your video strategy for 3 months and then it didn't work, whatever, terrible mistake. You wasted your money.
Yeah, and at the same time, I feel like many people don't have the feel that we have. They don't see like all of the behind the scenes that really goes into making one video and publishing one video. Like the amount of research that we have to do. Like I split my research categories into 3 different parts. So 3 different types. So for example, if I already had an idea, then I watch a bunch of TED Talks to like see different perspectives, to learn different perspectives on this same certain topic. And later on, I choose the best perspective for me and for success and for LiveChat as a brand. And the second thing is, if like I said, if we do a LiveChat internal video, then of course I talk to the employees, I learn about the product. You know, we book meetings with guests and we talk to them before, of course, to learn and develop. And what was the third one? Wait. Okay, I do this on a daily basis.
Notes. You have I'm sure
I
you
do
have
this.
notes.
I'm kidding. Oh, to come up with new ideas. So that takes hours of scrolling through YouTube and like reading articles on Wired and all that stuff. And honestly, like for me personally, I think the best way is just to like build a new bubble in my mind and put away what was already, like the videos we have already made. So I'm only focused on that new bubble and I'm scrolling through YouTube to search for new content. And I think that, okay, people say that every type of topic has already been talked about or has already been said, but you can always take the same topic and make a completely different video from like different perspective. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, and
I didn't think but yeah, you get what I mean. you guys get what I mean, right? Yeah.
and
Yeah. Okay.
there you go.
Sorry.
And going back to the same things. So just a reminder, we're going through things that happened to us through our journey to get a proper video strategy that we're still working on. I mean, we have a lot of changes coming. So instead of giving a lot of small videos, we're going to try to create not that many, but longer videos, more in depth. So something that we go into directly to the meat, something you can watch for 20 minutes, which is not easy because people don't really pay attention that long unless it's something that is very, very specific. When we create knowledge builds as something that you can listen for 2 minutes. Oh, I just learned the basics of podcasting, for example. What do I need to focus on? But then if we want to go and we have an episode coming, it's going to be our first long format episode about customer service. You need to keep them like paying attention for 20 minutes. That's not easy.
I think the attention span for people was like what, 7 minutes? Like I
it's
think
even
that was like
less
some
nowadays.
research done.
Yeah.
it's
It's
even
very little.
Especially like with TikTok coming out, like the attention span has just dropped.
It's like they're training your brain to pay attention just for a little bit.
I mean, yeah, it is definitely difficult to keep people interacted with the video and for them really like to like the video. But that also comes to how we like when we work, when we find those topics, right? So it is not easy. It has been like one of the biggest challenges for me, like finding the most attractive and most relevant topics while having in mind that we are representing the company.
Exactly. So we have a very subtle, but we have an editorial line that we need to keep.
Yeah.
We want to talk about certain things. But it's funny you mentioned TikTok because I hate it. And I
People
sorry,
have mixed
we're not
feelings with
supposed
it.
to say hate. So I don't like it.
Dislike.
I dislike TikTok. But there's something that TikTok does right. And like you said, is quick entertainment. And
Mhm.
people get to engage with these things. If you grab your phone and in 10 seconds you get you just press like.
Yeah.
But if you put together a video that is long, you better make it entertaining. You better make it fast and easy to digest.
And make things pop out in the background.
We got another question. Are you going to dance marketing strategy on TikTok? I don't know.
Sorry,
I
what
don't
was the
know.
question?
If
Can
I'm
you
gonna
repeat it?
I'm going to start throwing some dance on TikTok. I tried it. I tried it for a little bit. And I just,
Okay.
it was too cringy for me.
If we reach a certain amount of subscribers, we will you will at least do the dance.
Yeah, probably.
What do you
Like, look, if you guys get me to get 1,000 subscribers, I'll definitely dance on TikTok.
Hey guys, tell everybody to subscribe, please. I want to see that TikTok dance.
Marta Kuzma is asking, what ideas do you have to keep viewers' attention during longer forums?
You're working on a long.
I'm working on it.
Right.
And one of the things that we thought of is definitely change it to a more, going back to entertaining,
Yeah.
more something more like, I want to laugh too. Even though I'm learning, I just want to have a good time. But we went through a lot of videos and we noticed that visual aids and music and things like that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking and you're using stuff that you know. And this is something I talked to Ari the other day. Is like we like the songs we know, right? And so every time people use nostalgia or things that you're very familiarized with, you get to stay longer. You get to say, that I want to. That's fine. I know what they're talking about. Like it used to be very popular in poetry. If I start writing poetry about bars that everybody knows or streets that everybody knows, like, oh, I've been in that bar, I've been in that street, I'm gonna listen to this guy because I can relate.
You're definitely right on that, like 100%. And what I wanted to actually say is that that's why imperfections make you real on a video. That's why, because people can relate. People can relate that, I don't know, you said something stupid, for example, which I do a lot. And people can relate to that. That's why they feel like you're being real with them and they feel comfortable then, right?
They do, and I see a lot of. I mean, it's different in that on advertising, right? If you have advertising, it needs to be cool. But when you're making videos and in YouTube, people crave for this thingy of like, I want to relate to this person. That's why comedians are so popular too, because you want to laugh at someone else's struggles that you understand, that you've been
Exactly.
through. So when you hear this like comedians saying like, oh, I hate my wife. Oh, I hate my wife too. I don't.
Marcos.
I love my wife. Baby, I love you.
Marcos.
I'm just putting it as an example. But going back to Martha. Yes, entertainment. It'll be my first thing to keep people watching and using things that they know.
Definitely.
Mr. Sorrow comes back with another question. What do we need to start doing videos if we're a small company? I don't want to make ads of our product. Phone. Start with the phone. Literally, we post a lot of stuff out of our phone. We put our headphones, phone, and in the beginning, Ari you were helping us out, but you give me tips, and I'm doing it by myself now. Like the Ross, for example.
But tips like what?
Like you told me how to like try to keep the frame and I mean make sure this is sound right.
Yeah.
Um,
Usually, I would say that more than image, the more important thing is audio.
Definitely. So like, I don't know, but like when I started filming the raw, I had my selfie stick. Yes, of course, it's me. I have a selfie stick. And literally with that and with headphones or with AirPods, definitely it works. Keep it real. You don't need much. And as for lighting, okay, lighting is quite important, but you could, during the day, in the morning, you could try to film that near a window.
that's and that's the thing. There's no need for a lot of money. We just mentioned that how much money we've been investing in our equipment, but you can start with little, and you can. It's actually more helpful if you're not, like I said, if you're not too perfect in what you're putting out. Just show the process, show your people, show your ideas, show like, all right, we're opening our Facebook channel for the first time. I mean, you're a small company, and ask people to join in, ask people to give you feedback. Try to interact instead of putting, like you said, you don't want to make ads of your products. Ads. I mean, pronounce it well. You just want to share what you're doing. You want to share your process. You want to share the flow, and through that, you start building. You start doing little things.
Definitely. I totally agree. You don't need much to start off with. I mean, even YouTubers, right? They start off mostly with like a phone with a selfie stick and window lighting. That is basically it. So to start off, that's what you need. And later on, if you develop, then you can always invest in equipment if you
Yeah.
think that's the way to go.
Yeah, I invite you to check our Raw series because it's not just us. Actually, we it took us a while, but we pushed our own team to go and record themselves. Like Veronica, Marta, Cuba, they all been putting stuff out. Olga,
And
and
thank
it
you
makes
for that.
sense. And things that make sense. That they share their struggles, they share their stories, and that's valuable for people to see. Oh, life could be a huge company, but it's people just like you and I working in there.
And also something I wanted to mention because we were known as video hosts before, right?
Yeah.
And now we recently converted to video storyteller, which I think makes a lot more sense.
I didn't like the host
Me
word at all.
too.
It was like, I'm not a host, man. I've been working for 20 years. I don't want to be a host.
But like a video storyteller is so much better because we do actually bring our personal stories into it, like your emotional marketing video.
That video has a funny story because I told her like, look, I'm just gonna do this once, shoot it, don't stop me. Doesn't matter if I make a mistake, just run it.
Yeah,
and we just
and it
did
worked out
And
great.
it worked very nice. And we pulled a story together that it made sense and it passed that message of like it's emotional. Emotion push people to do things. So when you think of your strategy, think of telling stories that do something. It's not about telling stories just to tell stories. You tell stories to motivate people to do something. Either you're using a sad story or a happy story or a funny story. You're using that story to get them to do something. So if you're trying to sell your product, use a story that's going to motivate them to go and try your product. Again, happy, sad, doesn't matter what, but find that right emotion that's going to push the triggers to say, let me give it a shot. And it could be as simple as like, please subscribe. We need more subscribers.
Oh goodness me, Marcos! Don't sell us out like that.
I really want to keep this job, please.
Guys, but no, please, yeah, if you can, please subscribe. Click that thumbs up button.
Click that button.
Oh my goodness, like so many times I've repeated that right now. Well, not as much as you, definitely, but like in refilming, even like, please give this video a thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and comment down. Like that is literally encoded into my brain.
My daughter records videos of herself. Sometimes she grabbed the phone instead of recording videos, and she finished every video with like, "Don't forget to subscribe." I'm like, "Oh my god, I created a monster."
I mean, but it does come into like to getting used to as well. Like hearing my own voice. Oh my goodness, when I'm editing and I'm hearing my own voice, I'm sometimes just like, no, I can't handle this anymore.
I know the feeling. I mean, Ari hears us both all the time.
Oh my goodness. Imagine.
It's probably awful.
He's like, I hate you people. I can't wait to finish work every day.
Now, one of the things I want to touch on the strategy as well that some companies forget or look over is that you need help from inside the company. And I don't mean fake followers or like you're happy because just everybody in your company is following your channel or whatever. It's not that. It's literally playing with the algorithm. You need that little boost. And if your company is going to give you that boost in the beginning, it's fine. It's completely legal and ethically correct. It's good. But you also have to not push your people to do that. You have to create stuff that they enjoy. A lot of our videos got a lot of likes from our company, not because we asked for it. It's just because they're, that was nice.
The content's cool, yeah.
Exactly. And we never really ask. I mean, yeah, we do ask, like, please share this, guys, when you can or whatever. But we don't force anyone. We really hope they're going to like something enough for them to like, you know what, I'm going to share this because it was fun. It was fun to watch. It gave me some knowledge. So maybe my friends are going to appreciate this.
I mean, we want people to appreciate our videos. We don't want to be like, you better subscribe. That would be just like scary. Imagine forcing people to like and subscribe. No, we want to keep it cool. We want to keep it natural. And we really do appreciate the people who watch our videos and like our videos and take time to even comment on our videos. Okay, what questions are they asking? Because this is bugging me. Like you're making that face and I'm like, what is happening?
It's a great comment from Aga, which is our head of social media. It's like, no worries, Kaia. Everybody feels that way. When I hear my voice, I think, how is it possible that I have any friends?
Oh my goodness.
We love your voice, Aga. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't say that. Even did you wait when you watched the top secret video that's supposed to come out tomorrow? Did you realize I switched accents?
A little bit.
That was horrible. I don't even know
why
how
did
that
happen.
happened. I was filming and filming and filming. I don't know why it took me so much time because I was doing voiceovers as well, right? And then I was kind of really tired and I was still refilming the descriptive scenes to put in. And I don't know how it happened because normally I have like an American accent. And then maybe because I was listening to Marta Kuzma shout out voice messages in between filming those videos. And I developed her accent. And I was just like, oh, but don't worry. You guys will have a laugh when it comes out tomorrow.
So yeah, so it's like,
keep it real.
I'm in Prague, y'all.
That was supposed to be top secret, yo.
Sorry, I gave it away.
Okay, don't say what it's
I'm not going to say
about.
anymore. It's a lot of surprises. But that's the other thing. Kaia, you're not a native English speaker. I'm not a native English speaker. And we decided to give it a shot anyway.
Oh, God. No, not the accents.
No, I'm not going to try any accent. I'm terrible at accents.
Howdy.
Howdy, yo.
Howdy.
But It's something that I wrote about it not too long ago, and I had mixed feelings of some natives and other people. If you have a company that is not based in the US or Australia or England, you're not English is not your first language. That shouldn't stop you from creating videos. That shouldn't stop you from creating a video strategy that is going to put you in front of the camera. And if you have enough value and enough knowledge, people will listen. They will pass that accent or the missing words. I mean, I still make a lot of mistakes, and I've been speaking in English for the last 20 years. But that's something that we wanted to overcome too. The company knew that English is not my first language, and they decided like, well, give it a shot. Let's see how it goes. And I found that people will not really pay attention to that because I'm trying to speak from a place of knowledge, from a place that I know what I'm talking about. So listen up. And they'll be like, okay, whatever. I'm going to listen to you. So that's probably an advice that I really want to give to companies, is starting with the video strategy. It's like, don't worry about your accent. If in your written content, oh yes, please. If you're going to put blogs and stuff like that, have someone to check them out and make sure you're not making grammar mistakes or wording mistakes. But if you want to start in front of the camera and your accent is strong or whatever, just make sure you're talking about the right stuff, talking about stuff that you know, talking about stuff that's going to be valuable for the other side.
And funny thing is, actually, I don't know what my native language is. I have no idea.
I have a feeling my my kids are going to go through that.
Exactly. Like when you are, when you have parents from two different countries and you study in a different language school, and you're just like, I don't know till today. Yeah. What is your kid's native language? Let me ask that. Exactly. You don't know.
I don't know. I mean, we speak English with my wife, so they speak better English than we do because YouTube and cartoons or whatever. But they're gonna grow up with the same issues. Like,
Yeah.
right, I live in Poland. I speak Polish. However, I speak English with my family, and with my family in Chile, I speak Spanish. So, but it might be a good thing.
It's
hopefully.
a great thing, though, I think.
Kuba Rogalski is asking, what accent do you switch to? I'm gonna say Kuba. She's pretty similar to other person I know. What accent do you switch to?
Alabama.
Jesus Christ. All right.
No, it's so weird. Sometimes I don't know. I just start talking and it's like I'm from the countryside and I live on a ranch. I don't know how that happens.
Not everyone in Alabama lives in ranch. That's for sure.
Oh, sorry. That's not what I meant. I just mean me. Like that's how. Yeah. Okay. Didn't mean to offend anybody.
However, in that video, in that video was a different accent. I'm sure they're gonna recognize it when they hear
guys,
it.
please, no judgment. I mean, if you guys really want, I'll try to make a, Alabama accent video. Let's see how that goes.
We'll
But
definitely want to see that.
maybe for Halloween, I'll dress up, as the cowgirl and.
Now,
Kidding.
just to keep it on track, I want to go back to the metrics. Everybody expects a following very soon, but it doesn't have to be your main metric, like you were saying. Same with views. You don't have to evaluate it like, oh, only 10 people view this. And it happens in social media too. Like I'm super active in LinkedIn, and sometimes I put stuff that has, 200 interactions and engagement and comments. And sometimes I have 20. Like today I posted something really funny and got 20 views. That is awful in social media terms. But that doesn't mean that your strategy is not working. It means that you're getting there. You're moving forward. And if we have to translate this into an advice, is again, don't stop.
Don't stop.
If you're already in front of the camera, just keep going.
Because you never know who's going to see that post, who is actually going to watch that video.
Exactly.
And that matters more, I think.
Oh, absolutely. I going back to LinkedIn, I connected there. I started using it really heavy when I joined live chat. And before that, I was using it. Exactly. I prefer to have 10 true followers than 1,000 bot ones. Totally. And believe me, and we know this for a fact because we study a lot of companies doing video. Tons of them, they just pay for followers. And what's the point? Instagram had since you started Instagram, we got offers of like, hey, we're more than happy to get you followers in Instagram. What's the point? I mean, is why you really want to put all this effort onto a video strategy if you're gonna end up like
Buying followers.
buying followers and buying viewers? And I went through this.
Oh.
I remember asking the team, guys, what do you think? I mean, I think it was $70 for 1,000 followers or 1,000 subscribers, which is super cheap if you think about it. But why? Why you
What's
wanna
the
do
point? It's your box from the outside is gonna look prettier, but on the inside it's not gonna be
Empty.
developing at all.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of that? I don't understand. I mean, I think really when we achieve our 1,000 subscribers, I think we will be super proud of that, knowing that we did not pay for those subscribers. We did it ourselves through producing quality content.
Yep, exactly.
And it's as simple as that. I mean,
I do believe in spending money in ads.
on ads.
So, yeah.
Yep, ads,
I mean,
totally.
That doesn't mean that you're gonna be the pre-roll for most videos or like competing with eToro or with the guy from I forgot the company. This is English guy. It's like, are these videos very good for you? Or like, do your videos look like this? I really like the guy, but he always show up in my timeline making these commercials. But you don't have to go that far. You can start with little things like Facebook ads, small little push with not too much money.
Definitely. Putting ads out there is not an issue. I actually used to do digital marketing and Facebook ads and Google ads back in the day. So definitely, I believe ads is a good way to go. And also, you don't have to have a huge budget. You don't have to have many ads. You can always do one or try A/B split testing as well.
Yeah, and now you can really go granular with your target. I mean, you can target people
Yes.
in a very specific place, or I mean, very specific ages and where they're from. I mean, you know it better than I do.
Yeah, even like people who use Apple devices, people who use the Android device.
Yeah, like you can literally say in an ad to an Apple user, like, "Hey, Android sucks," or whatever.
Exactly.
I mean, and but just like with the video equipment, you don't need to spend a lot of money to do ads. You just need to know your customer very well or your target very well. You can probably do it, I don't know, $20 a week. You can have a steady growth into the people who's following your brand or your product. Because I mean, it's so, there's such a overload of brands out there that it's very hard to be in front of them.
Yeah.
So if you have to invest a little money, do it. It's not a terrible thing. I will never say like, no, don't ever spend money on this. Just do it. Do a little bit.
And actually quoting Bill Gates. So Bill Gates was asked the question, what couldn't you live without? And he said, my brain. And I totally agree with that because the content you produce comes from, okay, you doing your research, but also comes up with the ideas that come from your brain, right? So I think that is the main tool you need.
Absolutely. And Ace here is right. Or you can build good content and share it in the right place.
Exactly. With the right people, with the right groups.
That's the thing. Find Facebook groups, find people who are like-minded and just throw it out there. It was like, oh, by the way, I have my company. I follow this Facebook group called SaaS Growth Hacker or something like that. So a bunch of people that own SaaS, they talk about stuff there, but there's always like a little subtle, oh, well, I have this new product. Maybe you guys can check it out. That's the perfect way to start something. Because let's say out of 1,000 people that lives in that group, 10 say, sure, let me try it. What if one say, damn, I will buy this? That all it took you, it was one post. So it costs you zero money to get maybe a subscriber for $1,000 a month.
It's kind of like mouth-to-mouth advertising. Like, for example, your close friend tells you, have you tried this lipstick? And I'll be like, no. And then she'll be like, you need to get it. And then you have the urge to need to get it. And then you go around telling a few other people. And also, it works great.
Eric Totten, which is our editor and one of the success writers, he wrote a few things, and we even made a video out of it, the dark social, which is interactions that you cannot measure. And that is most of them. Like you said, I mean, you cannot really measure someone telling a friend, oh, by the way, did you try this lipstick? Or did you try going to this restaurant? You can't measure that. And it's so much of that happening that the stuff that you can really control is so little. But you forget about this side. You forget about the mouth to mouth. Like
I think that's where I got it from your video, Dark Social.
Oh, you see, influencer right here.
Haha. But yeah, before I started my trial day, I was like stalking.
Good.
Stalking.
That's always good to get a job.
Yeah.
So, what do you think will be the future for video? We can go back. We're gonna go back to questions for sure, but
The future of video, definitely something to do with AI.
damn, I'm scared of that one.
VR even.
Mhm.
Like that's already happening. What am I talking about? That's already happening.
But not massively though.
Not massively, yeah. But
Mhm.
definitely more interaction with AI. I mean, I'm excited to see how it turns out.
Oh, for sure. And I think we need more personalization because there's so much data out there, being good or not doesn't matter. But there's so much data out there that you should know now who to show your video and where and how. I mean, there are tools right there. So I think together with putting your video strategy is to get your marketing team heavily involved
Mm-hmm.
and to give you the right data. So if you kind of just hire someone to host videos and expect that thing to grow organically, that we don't live in an organically growth
No.
world anymore. We live in something that you need to know what you're doing. And that's, you can do it with data. I mean, one of the big changes that we're doing right now is to research a lot more on the subjects and the titles and the thumbnails of the stuff that we do because we have enough data now to look at it.
Exactly. Thumbnail update. We actually mentioned this in the sprint demo yesterday. So also guys, if you have any feedback on, for example, hashtag journeys and thumbnails that have been created, don't look at the first one, not the welcome to hashtag journey one. Please ignore that one. But the Monopol filming one or the video that's coming out tomorrow, please let us know what you think about the thumbnails because we're trying to kind of go for a new vibe. And the vibe is more like attention grabbing instead of like all the way pro. Would you say that? Yeah. Definitely.
And it's not the thing. If you look at if you look in YouTube, some of the biggest, I don't want to call them influencers, but this is YouTubers.
Yeah.
Some of the bigger YouTubers, they do a quick homemade thumbnail, but it's attractive and funny enough that like, you want to click on them.
It literally looks cheesy and it totally looks like clickbait, but I mean that's kind of the reason
That's
we
kind of the
click
point,
at it.
though, yeah.
That's I mean with the even like the bright pink or neon font and that kind of stuff, but it makes it interesting, you know. People want to see something that they don't always see.
It's very true. We're going to be wrapping up relatively soon, but if you have any questions and you are out there, just put some questions in the chat and we'll try to answer those as much as we can. I for sure we have a lot more to talk on how the video strategy should be built. But I think the key things, and after being here for a while, is to have enough data and to do. Is to do and do and just put yourself in front of the camera. I mean, you don't need to hire someone, and especially CEOs, you don't need to hire someone when you're a small company, someone to be in front of the camera. Just put yourself there. You should know enough of why are you putting a company out? Why are you building stuff? Just put yourself in there. If you're not good at the camera, it doesn't matter. You'll get better.
You'll adapt. You'll get used to it.
But again, it's just like talking to someone.
Exactly.
You're talking to people.
And you don't have to be a professional video host or anything like that. You can just be a storyteller. I mean, many YouTubers actually started out from being storytellers. Why not tell your story if you are if you are the CEO, you know? Like you have a bunch of stories you could possibly tell. So any questions, Marcus? Any
questions out there, guys? Just throw them out there.
Wait, should we actually ask for them? Because I'm getting scared now.
Please, now. Otherwise, I have a question.
Oh, great.
So if you have to recommend 3 things to someone who's going to start recording themselves,
Mm-hmm.
three little tips that you can give to someone who's all right, I'm going to give it a shot. Here's the camera. Here's me. Before pressing record, what would you recommend that person to do?
Okay, so I feel like I did mention this a few times in the video, but don't be perfect. Nobody wants to watch perfect. Okay. Second of all, as I mentioned, rehearse many times the day before. Never not at least not much. Don't rehearse like for 3 hours on the day you record because you will sound tired. And third tip, don't be polished and don't do accents, guys. Learn from my mistakes. Don't try that out.
Don't go with the accent.
Try
I
to
can't
be
do
yourself
accents.
as much as possible because people will see when you are being completely unnatural. People will see that, oh, what is this? This is like fake. This is like, already practiced 1 million times. Like she even knows what gestures she's going to do with her hand. No, people don't want to watch that. People want to
You're
watch.
right.
You are right.
You are right.
People want to watch the natural you, and that's why they would subscribe to your channel because they think you have a fun personality to watch and not somebody who's robotic.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
That makes total sense. And I have another question, but for Ari this time.
Mm.
Ari, if you can recommend 3 pieces of equipment for people to start, nothing fancy yet. How will
Yeah.
you? What will be the 3 things that you will buy to start your video strategy? You're a small company. What will be your shopping
there's so
list?
many dependencies. In there. But first of all, as I mentioned before, sound is really important. And yeah, so microphone first, I would say. Even if you are recording with a phone, you can still plug very good microphone to phone. Second of all, some light, like any. Those ring lights are good, like the soft. Doesn't have to be really strong light, but just to have one.
Yep.
What more? Good editing. I mean, like learn at least basics.
I mean, I'm still using iMovie.
Yeah. So I think there are, like cheap editing softwares.
I think even investing in Final Cut Pro.
Yeah,
X.
Final Cut
How
Pro,
much is Final Cut
But it's
Pro?
only for Apple,
Yeah, it's only for
not-
Apple. It's around $200, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
I think around $200. I would have to check that.
But I mean, more maybe not besides software. Just learn like the very basics of editing sound and editing video.
Yeah.
It helps
Yeah,
a lot.
and for that, there's tons of tutorials in YouTube
Tons
too.
of yeah,
and
exactly.
also try to watch other videos and try to notice what's going on there.
Very true. Very true.
Definitely. So from Ari's side, guys, microphone
Microphone,
Light.
lights.
and editing software and editing skills. I think that is the main one. I mean, I
Yeah,
see that from
develop your skills for sure.
I see that from myself. Like I've been watching YouTube tutorials. Ari has taught me also many things, and I can see that I know how to make myself sound better in videos now because you don't hear, I don't know, some wind or something like that. And also editing. Ari told me that the best way is to keep it real and not keep it with so many transitions. I remember my first video I ever edited. I had so many transitions. It looked like it was
It was crazy.
cheesy commercial.
But it ended up, I mean, you improved a lot. Like, I mean, I again, if that video is coming up tomorrow, you guys should watch it because it's pretty cool
Thank
and
you.
it's looking very, very nice. So it's gonna wrap it up, guys.
Yep.
I'm gonna wrap it up, and if you have any questions, you know where to find us. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Success by Live Chat. And if you are listening this to a podcast, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much.
And I hope you had a good time. I hope you learned a little bit from our experience and mistakes. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.
See you guys.